Alright guys, and this is video number 2, me driving Porsche Cayenne Base on the twisty roads. I'm gonna put chassis in Sport Plus, Sport mode, and let's go to Sport Plus and let's go. This is just to experience Porsche Cayenne Base on the twisty roads. Now I typically bring cars here on the twisty roads just to experience their safety, balance, just to see what they're kind of made of, right? We don't have to drive fast. Also, I'm going downhill. We're gonna put more load on the front tires. This way we don't have to drive really fast. Now, I've already spent some time driving this car on the twisty roads. I really had to because I had a hard time understanding the philosophy behind this vehicle, because it's amazing how it does everything different than, let's say, BMW X5. And let me start unpacking this. The one thing, like I said, it's trying to do everything without leaning, right? Like this Porsche Cayenne attacking a corner, and it's trying to do it without leaning into the corner. There's another one. We'll go a little bit faster into this one. Now, the coolest thing, of course, is we have 285 in the front, 315 in the rear. They grip extremely well for this heavy car, still lighter than the BMW X5. They grip extremely well. The problem that I kind of found in this is when you go a little bit faster through the corners, this is in Porsche Cayenne Base, just because it tries not to lean in the corner, it tries to go as flat as it can. I feel it in a quarter more. So me as a driver, there is that centrifugal, right, effect that you have in the corner. So I feel it as a driver. Like in BMW X5, what happens is it leans a little bit and then it kind of goes through the corner and you have that kind of slicing motion. Here, I don't feel slicing motion through the corner. What I think this car needs is it needs the rear wheel steering. It's missing that cheat code. It's the rear wheel steering that you find. You could do stiffer mounts too, like I'm sure Turbo Cayenne Turbo S with rear steering and stiffer setup, right? Even if it's air suspension, but put it a little bit more to the ground, it will do fantastically. I mean, even this does it really, really well, but it's trying to be like 911, right? This car is literally trying to be 911 without a lean in the corner. It's trying to carry all that weight through the corner, but it is too tall for that. It's too heavy for that compared to 911. And yeah, the end result is that while it fantastically handles the corner, but me as a driver, like I said, I'm really trying to explain this the best I can. Like, I have to lean more with the car instead of like, having this slicing effect you get in the Porsche 911, or I think you will get with the rear wheel steering. Now, quite difficult to explain this, to be honest with you, because how sophisticated this chassis is, and what Porsche is trying to do here in the corner is just amazing. I mean, there's no other car that does stuff like that. Usually all, especially SUVs, because of their taller bodies, they're all gonna try to lean, and then cars like BMW will just be more stable in the corner than, let's say, Lexus, right? They won't be much chassis, like dancing. Where here, it just stays very flat, very leveled through the corner, and that's what's so amazing about this Porsche Cayenne. So it's just a very, very brief, quick demonstration for this video number 2. Now let me go ahead and actually summarize it and kind of explain it and give you my final verdict. Would I get this car over the BMW X5 or not? And guys, I decided to record my final verdict while driving. Usually I do it stationary, but I really want to be driving this car as I'm experiencing it and giving my final verdict. So first of all, what are my impressions of the Porsche Cayenne right after driving it in the city, highway, and twisty roads? I think it's a fantastic experience. Now, it's much more elevated than I expected. Now, I really like what they did with the chassis. That's the biggest thing you're gonna see, more than the engine response, more than transmission, more than acceleration. You're really gonna see the chassis work that Porsche did. And like I said, the biggest thing that I was able to understand is how they are able to keep this whole chassis level, very similar to kind of air suspension, and dampen in such a way that there's so much control that delivers this luxury experience, right? Where you're really floating over the road. And they've done a tremendous job. So the whole experience is definitely much elevated. Plus, being in this cabin, which in some way it's minimalistic in some way, right? Somewhat classy yet super modern. I really like all the modern touches in this car. I wish I had my watch that I recently sold, my Breitling Super Ocean Heritage 46mm. That would fit really well. Like, I want to put a nice watch. I don't want to put Apple Watch in this car. I want to enjoy, you know, this luxury experience. And you don't have to push this car to the limit. You can just drive it, like float like this and have fun, like just enjoy the Porsche experience. Now, as far as the BMW X5, right, that's the biggest thing. Like people like cross-shopping these two vehicles, like what I would tell them, right? Now, if you're getting BMW X5 for family, for running errands, for day-to-day life, then get that car instead. Why? Because it's more comfortable. It'll be, you know, better to have like your kids doing your running errands. It's more fuel efficient. That B58 engine delivers a lot better fuel efficiency in that vehicle. So I think that's where BMW would win. Now, if you want sophistication, if you want, like I said, that, you know, like a person in tuxedo, right? But that's capable of a lot more drama and action, but as a very like calm and subtle kind of character, then this is where Porsche comes in. You have to be ready and open for the experience, regardless if you are young, you know, whatever the age you're buying this car, a boy, a guy, whoever you are, you have to rent this car, experience it, and buy it for the experience, not because you need a family car, you know, and you're not getting 911 because of that, or you want a taller car, you're not getting Panamera because of that, or whatever. You have to say, you know what, I fell in love with the experience, and that's why I'm buying this car. That's how they are so different. BMW has its own signature, but it's a more natural kind of, right? It's a more, I don't want to use the word easier to live with, because it's easy to live with this car as well. But the BMW character is something more understandable, I would say. This is more sophisticated. This is more car in disguise, kind of car masked with stuff that it's capable of more fun, more interesting experiences that it can uncover. And I'm sure with higher trims, you get more stuff that opens up, right? More performance, you know, more drama and so on and so forth. But even base one, you're gonna enjoy just floating on the road, just listening to the nice music, you know, looking at your cool watch, and just feel good about this. You don't have to prove anyone anything. You already made it. It already happened. You know, you're already living your best life. So that's what Porsche is all about. So I hope it makes sense. And to answer the final question, yes, I would pay $15,000. Man, we almost hit a squirrel, but no, we did not. Whew. Good Porsche brakes. So if you're ready for that experience, then yes, spend that $15,000. If you don't need this experience, or you find like that, you know, that's not what you're looking for, then get BMW X5. I'm trying to show you that they are on the different levels, not better, not worse. They're just a different category type vehicles. And, you know, I hope that's clear. I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think. If you want to watch my Porsche Macan video, where I said completely different things about that car, make sure to watch that video. If you want to watch my BMW X5 video compared to my BMW X3 M40i, you can watch this other video, and I'll catch you in my next video. And I'm so happy we didn't hit that squirrel. Thanks, Porsche.